Hey, what's up, Roxstars? It's Rox, and I'm coming to you today with the review for Real Housewives of Atlanta, Season 11, the reunion part 1. Okay, so before we get to the reunion, let's address the elephant in the room. Rocky done took it on back to Mother Africa for y'all. Child, I love my little curls. Oh, I love it. I love it. If you don't like it, I don't really care. This is on my head. It is not a wig. So it's going to be around for a little while. And, it's cool. It's something different. I'm still trying to get used to it. I told the girl that I wanted it to be big, and shout out to Shauna J. You guys watch Shauna J and I always want to say Shauna J and the Family, but it's just Shauna J and Family. She had told me I had loved her hair and I've been liking it for a while, and I finally asked her for to tell me who did her hair, and she sent me the girl's information. So shout out to Shauna J for that. But yeah, I like it, you guys. It is definitely something different. But back when I was in LA and I had natural hair and I actually had hair on my edges, I used to wear straw curls all the time. So this kind of takes me back to that. Y'all know the edge is a little scruggly, okay? And I was concerned about that, but it actually worked out okay. I had Jada put me some little baby hair that I'm actually really self-conscious about, because I don't be doing all that. Like, usually when I have my weaves or wigs, like, my hair will pretty much lay down. I don't get the little crunchy taco meat naps, so my hair will lay down generally enough, and I'm cool with that. Because there's barely some shit there. But, I told Jada, I said, I want you maybe to just give me a little, a little something up here. I don't want to get too close so y'all can see it. But that damn Jada last night was just like, so what kind you want? I was like, what you mean? What, you want foreign? You want waterfalls? You want curtains? I was like, I did not know that there was names for it. She said, oh, no, I just named my own. Jada names her own techniques for the baby hair. I said, Jada, just don't do nothing too ornate, okay? Nigga, I got all kind of, somebody was like, you got finger waves, like, right at the one of the guys at work. Nigga, no, it's not finger waves. It's, it's this damn baby hair. But, we had to try to lay it down. So anyway, this is all very different for me, a step out of the box. But I usually will take, risk on my hair. And I mean, fuck, it's just hair. If I don't like it, I take it out, right? But right for now, it's here. Okay, look at it. Hey, I feel like I'm connected to my roots, y'all. Anyway, you guys, we needed a good little laugh because this reunion, I can already tell you, NeNe is going to work my nerves so bad, and I promise you, I don't feel like sitting here and talking about NeNe the whole time. She's determined to make it about her, and it just forces you to have to keep talking about her, and I just don't like doing that shit, okay? We already know what it is, but I guess I got to do what I got to do. But yeah, that shit started off crazy last night. So anyway, let's get to it, shall we? Alright, so the show starts with, how it always starts at the reunions, with the girls getting there, shows a little behind the scenes, everybody getting prepared, getting their makeup done, hair done, okay? We see that old sourpuss NeNe walk in. Okay, they even gave her the different music. It was like, dun 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 dun. But, the thing with NeNe is, this is how you can tell a person is like narcissist and like really self-important, which I guess is the same thing. Anytime you think that somebody has time enough as grown-ass women who work full families and got shit to do, anytime you feel like, now we grown and you think that we got time enough to sit around and plot on your life, nigga, who got that kind of time? Now, it's clear that they don't hate you. So why would you think that people sat down and, she on the phone with Marlo, and Marlo is definitely co-signing, or at least not trying to stop NeNe from, but it's NeNe is already just fully immersed in this way of thinking, that they was sat down and plotted, Kandi too, that basically they want her off the show. Marlo, I can't believe that Cynthia lied. But the whole thing is, even if she did, it's really not this big of a deal for you to jump all the way to that conclusion that they plotted on your life, NeNe. Oh my God. You are doing way too fucking much. Kandi is talking to Andy and she was just like, that shit wasn't cool. You guys made it seem like there was some sort of conspiracy. Okay, like I told you guys, Kandi ain't got that much fucking time. Fuck, Kandi was starting 4 businesses while she was at the reunion. I mean, she told us about one at the reunion, right? We'll get to that in a little bit, but you know, so as soon as it started, I was just like, oh God, where is my fucking wine? And maybe somebody can explain to me what exactly is NeNe even mad at Kenya about. She even says she's never had a problem with Kenya. So if you didn't have a problem with Kenya, then what do we even need to warn you about her coming to the damn thing anyway? Now, it's clear that that's not true. You obviously do have a problem with her. But now she's telling Marlo, you know, maybe this was Cynthia. You know, she could be going back and saying stuff. She might be the cause of all this. No, bitch, you are the fucking cause. Anyway, everybody's prepared. We going to go sit down. We going to get this show on the road, right? Okay, so I loved everybody's fashion. Some a little bit more than others. Shamari's dress was the least favorite of mine. I thought the colors and everything was very pretty. You know, they had the girls all coordinate. So on the way that the couch was set up, it was Shamari, Kandi, and NeNe on one couch, and then it was Porsha, Cynthia, and Eva on the other couch. Okay, so it was set up so that Eva and Shamari both had on like greens, versions of greenish, blue colors. Kandi and Cynthia had on versions of, well, they had on gold. And then NeNe and Porsha had on black. So, and all the girls, even that old mean ass NeNe, they look nice to me, even Shamari. And then Andy, of course, in the middle, living his best life. Okay, get to sit and speak with the queens of shade. He loves this shit to death. So, he says, okay, so, NeNe, starting with you, you say that you are the glue for your wig. And she was like, yes, the glue to the wig and my family and this cast. I said, bitch, the crazy glue. Child, they was letting some shit go by. Maybe it was editing, but I was just like, why are they letting this girl say? Anyway, jumping over to Cynthia. Are you chilling? Yep, she's chilling. We just gonna have to go on and accept the old corny hashtag chill. As a matter of fact, hashtag chill is in the bed right now. Listen, I know the hashtag means Cynthia Hill. Okay, I got that, you guys. I still call Mike hashtag chill. So you don't have to tell me what his name is. I know what it is. Okay, I know what the hashtag means. Eva. Okay, you look darling over there, who looked beautiful. I think Eva might be my best dress. It was between Eva and Kandi. Because you know Rocky love a ruffle, bitch. Oh, child, every time. When I saw that shit coming off the shoulder, I said, bitch, yes, you did it. And then the shoes was right, and the split in her skirt was beautiful. And she just looked really nice. Didn't have a baby last season. All right, even though we thought maybe she would. I think she had that baby a whole month later. Child, he wasn't in no damn labor back then. And she says no, but maybe Porsha, you know, will be the one to have the reunion baby tonight. You know, Porsha, girl. Because Porsha still got 2 weeks. She's going to be having her C-section at the time. And now we going to settle on Porsha for a second, okay? Her baby shower and the fact that some of the girls were there, some weren't. Okay, she was just like, yeah, well, Kandi wasn't there. NeNe, she was out of town, I believe. But the rest of the girls came and we had a good time. But Kandi did send her gift. When she says that, you know, NeNe, did you send a gift? And she said no. Oh, okay, well, NeNe didn't send a gift, but she got her shit from Kandi. Listen, bitch, you don't want to send a gift, don't send a gift. Don't do shit that's politically correct. It needs to come from your heart. And don't send my damn baby anything, because my baby don't need nothing, ain't one for nothing. So it comes out that supposedly NeNe was out of town. Andy says, well, you were at Floyd Mayweather's party, weren't you, in Los Angeles? Porsha was like, oh, instead of Canada. NeNe says, oh, no, I was always in Canada. You can ask Goldie over there. I said, bitch, what? And then Cynthia was like, oh, Goldie confirms, moving on. I said, bitch, I'd have been like, bitch, I don't know who the fuck you talking about, but my name is Cynthia, hashtag chill. Shit. Oh, so fucking disrespectful. I don't know why they acting like they so afraid of NeNe. Maybe it just took them some time to warm up. Okay, because they still throughout this whole episode was giving her way too much, just giving her way too much space, you ask me. But anyway, let's move on to Porsha and Dennis and the happiness that they got right there. We always talk about what Porsha deserved, and my prayers was answered. We know the history, what Porsha's been through, Cordell, miscarriages, divorces. You know, she found her love. She's happy with the hot dog king of Atlanta. Andy says, let's look at this ring. How many carats is it? 13. We just doubled the last one. Kandi was like, ah! Andy says, well, how much is it? And she was just like, well, that is private.
private.
Well, he heard that it was $750,000. Well,
if that's what you heard, then that might be correct.
We still working on the prenup. She said that they finally had to take a break from it because it was getting too hot. And you know what? We just need to enjoy the baby is coming right now. Let's enjoy this moment. We'll readdress the prenup, you know, as time goes on. How's the mama?
Okay, mama's fine. We good. She just needs to find her voice a little bit less.
Evidently, mama's always in it. That mama's going to be in it. The baby is just going to make it even more. Okay, that's just, you just going to have to accept that he has a very active in his life mama. And then as far as the baby, when the baby comes here, you know, would you ask Kandi for advice? And she says, yeah, absolutely, I would ask Kandi for advice. And, you know, Kandi is just like, well, thank you. I guess I would say it is hard juggling business with your kids, but you just can't do anything else but work at it. But I will say, don't lose yourself. Okay, has nothing to do with being a mama. More so about making sure you stand your ground as a woman in this relationship. Okay, I think Porsha probably knows what not to do a little bit better this relationship. You never know exactly what to do. So that was a nice little bit of support that, you know, Kandi gave Porsha. And speaking of support, NeNe. Okay, NeNe doesn't really support Porsha. Porsha's realized that now. Again, NeNe told her that she was going to send the gift, but Porsha was just like, she doesn't come to anything. She didn't come to my baby shower. She didn't come to the vegan party last year. She didn't come. You know, and NeNe was trying to tell her, okay, you don't support anything that I do or what the girls do. And Porsha was just like, but we talking about you. And NeNe was like, and I'm talking to you. Listen, bitch, I'm not gonna sit here and let you disrespect me. I'm a fucking adult. You ain't scared nobody because you talking slower. Bitch, I still understand how I feel. NeNe swears that Porsha hasn't been to any of her events, but I really wish that they would have been like, now you name an event that you had this season that I did not come to.
NeNe, I bought a ticket out of my own money to come and see you in New York.
NeNe was like, come on, let's just move on from this. Let's move on from this. Yeah, because you don't have anything to say back. Moving on along, you guys. That bitch ain't fixing to run my pressure today. You ain't fixing to kill me, NeNe Leakes. Now, Eva. This whole segment is us trying to convince Eva that she needs to own up to her shade. Okay, you good at shading. Okay, you throw it with the best. Go on and admit it. She says, you know what? I will admit that I do throw shade. Okay, but the amount, you know, the level of shade that I'm used to, you know, when I'm talking to my homegirls outside of the show, this what we doing here ain't really shady. So then, you know, they're talking about the things that she said. NeNe says that she wasn't really happy about something that she said about her. And Eva was like, well, what did I say? And she said, well, you said at your wedding, you know, it's not always about you, NeNe, which is the truth. It's not always about you, but you're going to make it about you all the time. And Eva was like, yeah, I did say that because that is the truth. And she was just like, you didn't even know what was going on. She said, it doesn't matter. I saw it on the show. And you still made a damn hour show that should have been more about my wedding about you. When we were out of the country, we had my bachelorette party and it still became about you. All right, if you don't see that, you know, then something is wrong with you. Of course, NeNe doesn't see it like that. She was like, so that's why you kind of giving it off today, right? And she was like, giving what off? And she was like, you know, you kind of like, Rrr. She was just like, I don't have a problem with anything. It's like, bitch, you do. You just said you didn't like what she said. Oh, my God. Sitting there with your fucking fucked up ass nose up in the air. I shouldn't talk about nobody's nose. But y'all, I'm just like, oh, see, this is why I don't feel like talking about NeNe this whole time. But there's no way to avoid it. NeNe was definitely bothered with Eva. So, you know, okay, well, own your shade. Whose dress is not the cutest here? You know, Eva was just like, okay, Shamari, your dress is a little too long for me. But, you know, it's cute. And then Shamari had to try to come back on Eva. I was just like, Shamari, girl, you can't say nothing bad about that whole look on that other couch. But she was doing that. But it was all in fun, and I think that everybody was okay with what was said. What about Yovana? And her saying that she didn't know her. Porsha just like, well, they did say, you know, the streets are saying that Yovana was that bitch. Becky Clark, you know, she was that bitch. Everybody knew her. Yovana with the big booty. Eva said that she had a whole nother name. Yovana is something new. She didn't know that was the same girl, evidently. She just don't like that girl. Okay, so she never gave her much time. We get past that. We get on to the black but not with a Q comment that she said about Shamia and how Kandi had got upset about that. Remember, Kandi was just like, well, that was shady as fuck. And I guess in social media, it turned into this whole big thing about Eva being racist and colorist and didn't like dark-skinned girls. Or had something slick to say. I don't really know what her intentions were. I don't really see Eva as being the type that's colorist or racist or anything like that. Well, you can't be racist if you're black, but you know what I mean. Like I don't see her as being colorist. She said that she meant black without a Q, meaning she wasn't in the group. But she was upset with Kandi because she felt like Kandi perpetuated it by going onto her YouTube show and talking about it more. And if you had a problem with it at the time, that she should have said something to Eva at that time. Okay, Kandi was just like, well, I did say something. I said it was shady as fuck, but I didn't think that it needed to be talked about anymore, and we moved on from that. She did evidently give Eva the chance to explain herself fully on her Kandi Online YouTube page. But as far as this reunion was concerned, Eva still was in her feels about it, about what was said. So they cleared up. Kandi says she don't want no smoke about this. Okay, the way she took it back then, now that Eva is saying today, she can receive what Eva is saying, what she meant. But when she said it that day, immediately that's why Kandi took it that way. But we moved past that, so we smash it. It don't turn into nothing any bigger. Speaking of Kandi, hey, what about the surrogate? Well, we are doing the transfer. Actually, we was gonna do it next week. I wasn't gonna say anything, but maybe they've made it into this whole surrogacy now. Maybe the girl might be pregnant and holding the baby for them now. Andy tells us that they connected in some kind of way, about her and her baby, her surrogate baby that's to come. She was just like, oh Lord, Andy, I said I wasn't gonna cry. But what was the connection? I said, oh, Kandi, not the broke up. Andy said, don't you ever say that about your baby, because you are taken away from yourself as a mother. Oh, I said, it's okay. It's okay, Kandi. And it's true. Andy said when he was dealing in his whole surrogate situation, I mean, of course he's in a gay relationship. There's no way that they could have a baby together, him and his boyfriend. So Andy said that he would always ask his surrogate, isn't it going to be hard for you to just hand this baby over to me? You carried it 9 months. It's been a part of you. And the surrogate mother just kept saying, I can't wait for you to hold your baby. I can't wait for you to hold your baby. This is your baby. I'm just really a vessel. So I guess that is the mindset that you would have to put yourself in as a surrogate, and that's why it takes a special person to be a surrogate. And then we just throw out some more random questions. Shamari, would you have done Celebrity Big Brother? Shamari says, it's just so hard for her to be away from her kids, so she probably wouldn't have. I said, okay, but Shamari, you can't compare Kandi to Shamari either. One is getting to the bag, or a little bit more tough than the other one. Andy asked Kandi, how is Todd doing with Mama Joyce with that comment about, I thought he was a lemon, but she turned it into a lemonade, or something like that. And Kandi was just like, they fine. How I have to make something out of everything. Now Todd is working on his own lemonade. I said, I know that's fucking right. Porsha, how do you feel about the dungeon, her taking that idea? Porsha, I think I need a kickback. Boy, we have really come a long way that now they can laugh about that. But like I said, Kandi gonna make that shit work. They tried to pull NeNe in. NeNe, you have said some shit about Kandi singing. Do you think that she's a bad singer? She says, no, I don't think that she's a bad singer. That was all fun shade, but I believe that she's a good writer. And Kandi said that was never anything she tripped off of. Then we move on to the Twitter that NeNe continues to put out her feelings about her marriage and the fact that Greg is sick but mean to her. And on the show they had discussed, maybe she needed to keep that shit off of social media. I've said that all season, right? Because it's made us look at NeNe way differently. But NeNe just sticks to the fact that it's her Twitter. She's going to do what she want to do. Okay. Well, Andy wants to know, so there was a tweet that you put out there that said that there was a girl out there who used to be a close friend, who isn't all that cute and is plotting, basically conspiring to, fuck up your life. I'm paraphrasing whatever the damn tweet said. But we all knew that she was talking about Cynthia, or at least we had kind of had an idea that she was talking about Cynthia, because when she said good friend or close friend, she's not close friends with anybody else in the cast, unless you're talking about Marlo, but Marlo is not a peach holder. So we had kind of deduced that she was talking about Cynthia. Well, she says that she wasn't talking about Cynthia, and Cynthia was just like, well, I read the thing, when she said, somebody who is not all that cute, excuse me, I think I look good, but when she said, a close friend, and NeNe was like, oh, we are not close friends, okay, you might as well, we are not close friends, and Cynthia was like, what are you talking about? We not friends? We not close friends? No, we are not close friends. Bitch, we not talking about as of today. What about all the past fucking seasons that you guys have been close friends? That NeNe is stupid as fuck. Cynthia was just like, well, in the past. I just kind of felt like maybe she was talking about me, but if she says that she's not, then we're not discussing me. Well, then who was it? They never say. Bitch, you was talking about Cynthia. Own up to it. You so big and bad. Now, NeNe, for whatever reason, has much stock in social media to the point where it's very high school. And social media, we always talk about how it makes things worser. Okay, shout out to Future. And it's only getting worser. Her tweet about Greg, yes, that should have been off of social media too. But you know what? She was just like, Andy, let me tell you something. This is my Twitter account. Nobody here is going to be able to tell me what I say on my Twitter account. Not you or anybody. I said, girl, it's a fucking Twitter account. Don't nobody care like that. Like I said, these women are all business people. People is busy. Ain't nobody got time to be worried that much about your Twitter account. Now, you can seem to be wrapped up in it, and your followers, they gas you up and make you feel like you just keeping on saying shit and all. But the reality is, social media, nobody gives a fuck. Maybe NeNe does, but I'm just like, oh, she is crazy. NeNe posts what she wants to post. Cynthia, you post everything about, #chill. Okay, and NeNe says, well, I just felt like it was insecure. And Cynthia was like, I am definitely not insecure. And Porsha is just like, well, why her posting about her man make you feel like she's insecure? We've all said that it is a little bit thirsty. It's a little bit, corny that Cynthia just continues to push this whole #chill. But listen, Cynthia and #chill seem to be on the same page. He corny, she corny, they corny together. He want to marry her. He introduced her to the whole family and all of that. So it's one thing to be corny and on your own, but when he co-signing the corniness and he trying to be there with you, then what is it saying? Let the girl be in fucking love and happy on social media if that's what she want to damn do. Just like you sitting up there miserable and yelling and fussing about Greg being mean to you. You don't know who to call to pick up the trash, and you don't know, what bills to be paid. You don't know when electricity is due and all of this. Child, I can't with NeNe. Like I said, she ain't gonna run my pressure. NeNe said the whole thing was extra. She really was just going in on Cynthia. She is pissed at Cynthia. So, NeNe just goes on and on about, nobody knows what she's going through. Nobody knows how it is. Nobody knows, it's very difficult to be a caregiver. So how she's chosen to deal with it is how she's chosen to deal with it. So Andy was just like, so you wanted advice, you just don't want it from the people on this show. Okay? NeNe is a bunch of contradictions. And whenever she feels like she's getting to a point where she can't answer something, she just tries to cut it. All right? I said what I said kind of mentality. But we ain't gonna put up with that shit this time. So sick of fucking NeNe. Anyway, you guys, that was the end of the first episode. The first part of a 3-part reunion. Child, 2 more weeks. Alright, Roxstars, let me get off of here. Still gotta do Married to Medicine. Make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'm itsrox. The channel is for itsrox, and everything else I do will be in the bottom bar. Alright. So I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I plan on doing the same. Till next time, Roxstars. Bye.